Alrighty. Hey everybody, it is May 3rd, 8:49. I'm making this video a little early. I'm gonna set it up for it to come out in a couple days. Just don't want to throw everything out just at once. And then you have to sit there and watch me for like 30 minutes, or not really watch me, like listen to me for 30 minutes. You shouldn't have to do that. No one should be subjected to that. Who would want to do something like that? um, this is about my Walmart video. This is part of my Walmart video. I could have used the same thumbnail, but I didn't want to. What are you gonna do about it? No, I'm just joking. Anyway, so last we left off is where I made a decent work environment for everybody. I'm gonna start bringing my Xbox every single day, um, playing video games on it, inviting people to play. Uh, but even before that, I met someone that I'm pretty close to even to this day. Uh, I don't know what's name him. Let's name him Jake. Let's name him Jake. All right, his name's Jake now. Cool. All right, Jake. He came there maybe about a few months after I started, like 4 months later, 4 or 5 months later. At this point, I'd already made a decent working environment. I just wasn't bringing my Xbox every single day. I might have never brought it before at that point. But if I'm not mistaken, I at the very least made a decent working environment where everyone was kind of like cool with each other. Um, Man, I don't know why I put so much effort into that. Well, I do know why, but it's like why I put a lot of effort into that for free. By the way, they could have at least paid me like I don't know an extra $2 or $3 on an hour to make that happen because no one liked each other before I came over there. Um, and yeah, he was brand new. And someone had knew that I made jewelry. I'm not sure if I ever talked about this before, but I used to make jewelry. I'm sure I have. But if I haven't, I used to make jewelry. He was like, "Yeah, there's a guy here that makes music. He might want to get some jewelry from you." I was like, "Really?" I was like, "You should introduce me to him." And he did. He brought me to him. He was like, "Hey, this is Jake. Jake, this is Change." And we introduced each other to one another. Um, okay, wait, that was not our first time actually seeing each other. Before that, um, before we actually met, I was running, jumping, and skipping all at once. Like I would run and then go into a jump skip, like a high skip every single time. Every single time I touched the ground. Um, he was like, "Why are you running like that?" And I said, "It's because I'm crazy." Ah, and I did it as I ran away from him. That was just, and I never met him before. That was just my genuine reaction to being asked that question. And he was like, "Oh, okay." So we met formally or whatever. We had a pretty cool conversation. He told me some music that he made. It was on Apple Music. I went ahead and downloaded it and was listening to it throughout the shift. I listened to all of his music really, from his first song that he put out to the most recent song he had put out. He was putting out projects like that. Like he like put out like singles every now and then. He put out like a full project. It was never anything that he. It's either he didn't want to go mainstream or he didn't know how. I think it was a mixture of both. I think he was comfortable where he was at, to where he didn't really care. He didn't really feel like he needed to go mainstream, and then he also wanted to. He wanted his music to get seen. He just didn't know how to go about marketing it correctly. Which I would think that even just a little bit of research in that would have pointed you in the right direction. But whatever, he's not as smart as me, so I can't really fault him for that. I'm saying this because I know I'm pretty still cold in this day, so I'll just crack jokes at him about him every now and then. He's done much worse to me, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. Did you know he's recorded a conversation that we've had before? He recorded a conversation without my consent. He took a video. He took a clip out of he took a clip out of something that I told him. He's having some issues with something. And I was giving him like just some of my divine wisdom, I guess. And he recorded that and put it at the beginning of one of his songs one day. And he recorded it right in front of me. Like he recorded our conversation privately, showed me the recording with the beat. He showed my voice, me talking before the beat as like the intro to his song. And then, but when it actually came to him recording it, this was like years ago that he did that. But I went to the studio with him for the first time ever, like 2 months ago. Like it was after I made my channel. It was after I made my channel. It might have been like, yeah, it was about 2 months ago. It was before I started my job. It was after I made my channel. Um, he recorded the song with me in the intro of it. He never got my permission for that. He never cared for that at all. He just took my voice and just put it at the beginning of it. And I'm like, yo, what? Like, why would you do something like that? And then he followed it up by putting his therapist in the intro to one of his songs. He recorded his conversation with his therapist and took it and put it at the intro of one of his songs. I said, yo, I don't think that's legal, my boy. I don't think that's actually sound. I don't think that that's something that you should be doing. Like, like without her knowledge though is crazy. And I only find it funny because of how illogical that is. Like and how like nobody does that. Nobody, at least from what I know, I don't think anyone does anything like that. I don't think anyone does that at all. Like I think he might be the only person who does something that crazy to just record his conversations with his peoples, put them at the intro of his songs, or in the middle part of his songs where like the beat slows down and everything before the next verse picks up, and just like throws the therapy session in there. Like, bro, what? Like, you don't need anything signed from her for that? I guess whatever conversation you have with him, he owns that. He can just put in whatever song he wants. Man, what the heck? Like, yo, I am very apprehensive about having those conversations with him ever again, just because of the fact that I don't want to end up on another intro again. I just don't. What if I say something stupid? And he puts it together. so so we got cool like right away, like literally like day one. I think that he got close to me. I think he found himself being closer to me because I was just very solid. Like one thing about it is that a lot of guys just switch up on each other for the girls that were there. Like they'll hear you talk about this girl and they'll go and tell her because they think that maybe they'll have a better chance with her because of that. And those night shift and those like manufacturing type jobs, people are very thirsty like that. I don't know why. I've never been. I just don't. I can't wrap my head around it. But they move like that, and I was one of the few people who didn't. It was very obvious that like things like money, females, or anything like that never really shook me or never like changed the way that I operated. It was just whatever you tell me, bro. It's just that it's between us, and that's just it. Like whatever so happens to be. And he noticed that I was the only person that was like that because everybody else he came to with something. Man, I promise those girls would figure out within a business day and get on that with him, like talk crazy to him, start ignoring him, and he's like feeling the way about it or whatever. And whatever he told me just stayed. No one knew. No one ever knew. Um, so I guess he just got close to me basically just off of that. And we had a lot of things in common too. We were only 2 weeks apart in age. Like I was 2 weeks older than him. Um, so yeah, we were pretty close in age. We had a lot in common. We didn't play the same video games at the moment, but we there were a lot of other stuff like just overall like wisdom and stuff like that. He really took to me like very heavily. Um, I think it's just my perspective on things that he really liked that he found like refreshing. Even in we've even know he's even noted that that things that his friends will tell him to either do or his friends will like be okay with. If it's beneath him, I'll tell him that, and he always appreciated that. So it's like I was always like a real friend to him, always. So yeah, so we're just hanging out at the job or whatever. We'd stay late together, maybe like an hour or two late. We don't leave when the managers left. We'll leave with the manager. So the managers always said stay until not until the end of the shift, but until everything from night shift is supposed to be done. We would stay with the managers and we would leave with the managers. So it's like we were really tight with the managers for that reason alone, which is how he became management later on. Um, I'd say we probably started going out together maybe like 3 months into us meeting. If we met around, let's see, it was, it was, it was, it was, I know it was after Mother's Day. It was around Mother's Day. That was 2021. I'm looking it up right now. That was 2021. That was May 9th. So I started in February, March, April, May. Yeah, it makes sense. May 9th. By May, he was there. We probably started going out around July. Around July. Around July or August. We started going out together. And we'd go out to like bars in like downtown Chicago or um just realized I think I you know what? No. I already told you guys I used to work at Lear. And whatever. So downtown Chicago or maybe like in Indiana or whatever, we'd just go to like bars and stuff like that. He'd be too scared to talk to girls. I never was. It was just like, bro, it's just that simple. Like just walk up to them and talk to them. It's that's that simple. It looks bad when I go up to them and tell and say that my homie thinks you're cute. It looks bad because we're all adults here, and it's like, why didn't he just walk up to me himself? Man, he's not even paying attention to what I'm doing right now. He just happened to say he was cute, and I just walked over without him even knowing. I'm sure he was gonna walk up to you regardless anyway. I like to play it off like that. And I know that at some point he grew like a dependency on me because he was not going out unless I was. He was not going out unless I was. It was like I guess he was too nervous to talk to girls. He grew up in a church home, in like a church. A church home sounds like he was like homeless or something like that, or had some other arrangement with the church. No, he grew up with like parents that were married before, since decades before he was even born, and he went to church every like twice a week, maybe even three times sometimes, I guess, in a week. Um, Supposed to be very devout Christian, but was doing whatever really, honestly. And that's not to like back on him. I mean, the whole thing about a lot of those religions is that you get your what the what I just checked my email. Let's say my Twitch summary is there, bro. What? No, no. So I guess the last two videos I made were accidentally being posted on Twitch. I guess this one is too. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, let me go ahead and try to lock in on what I'm doing right now with this video, because it says I'm streaming right now too. Um, and I did not mean to do that. We used to go out like every I wonder what if, because it says I only have one viewer on Twitch. I have not streamed on Twitch in literally years. Um, so yeah, that'd be crazy. I am live on Twitch right now. Crazy. I am. Oh my gosh. No. Who is this watching me? Okay. I don't think it's anybody. I don't think it's even a real person. Cool. That's crazy. Whatever. Um, so let me go back to what I'm talking about. Uh so he had a fear of talking to women. And rightfully so. I mean, it's like he had too much experience anyway. Um and yeah, so we'd go out. We went out pretty consistently. I would say maybe like every Friday and Saturday night. We both had those nights off work. Sometimes I would go out on Sundays too. Just me by myself. Just I was having so much fun with it. It was like I made it into like a weekend ritual to just go out all the time. Um, and I had a I used to leave work. I used to leave the bar at 2. The bars closed at 3. I left the bars at 2. And I'll call my job to ask them if I could come in and finish out the shift with them. Because I at that point I was so acclimated to doing overnight that I'm not gonna be going to sleep anytime soon anyway. They would tell me yes. So I would literally be working like 6, 7 days a week. Because when I left the bar at 2 o'clock, I would show up to work at 3 and then be there until like an hour after it ends. Like I'd be there until 8. So it's like I'm known for just showing up to work fresh off the bar. Like I'm halfway, like I'm tipsy. I'm wearing like some like all black Tims and a bunch of jewelry and stuff like that. And I'll be coming back to the bar. I'll be coming back I'll be coming to work just straight from the bar. And the manager's like, okay, just do this job, do this job, do this job. Okay, cool. And I'll just get straight into it. So it's like I don't have been being late. I used to be like 20, anywhere between like 15 to like 45 minutes. So maybe even like an hour and a half late every day. Now, the hour and a half was like more like monthly, but as far as like late, like 15, 20 minutes, easily, consistently, all the time. Um, the reason that they looked over it was because I showed up so often. I stayed so late every single day. Like, whatever, man, this is the only guy who will stay with us. Like, even if there's nobody else who will stay with us, he will stay with us and do what we tell him to do. One. Two, he'll come in on his off days and stay late, even on his off days, and do what we tell him to do. We cannot let him go. That's what they'll be thinking. That's what their minds will be at. Um, and it's completely understandable. I mean, but at the same time, I shouldn't have taken advantage of it the way that I did. And I'm grateful that they never got rid of me for that. And it kind of goes into like the fact that I never really dealt with much consequences when it came to that is why I got fired from my last job anyway, which actually led to me making this channel change for the better so that I would, you know, I guess always be reminded of the mistake that I made uh just get that down packed. Honestly, my time management is one of the worst qualities that I have. It's literally like the worst quality that I have. Um I'll be a perfect employee outside of that, outside of the time that I come in. When I come in, I'm there, I do my work, I do everything I'm supposed to do. I go above and beyond. I exceed expectations in every single measure. And that's just how I've always been. It's just that my time management is just terrible. And everyone that I've worked with will agree with me on that. Um, and I've been getting better at it too. I maybe have only been late maybe like 3 or 4 times at this job so far, and it's been like I've been there since March. It's been almost 2 months now. I've been late maybe twice. Yeah, or about 2 or 3 times. Yeah. Uh, so yeah, I mean I've been getting better at it. I'm wondering if I should stop here. I should. I need to stop here. The next video. I'm gonna talk about how we met somebody that's very special. I mean, very special to this story. Not to me specifically, but to the story. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. If you guys have any questions, just go ahead and hit me up in the comments. And you guys have a nice day. I'll see you guys later.